Welcome to another episode of Lincoln County Connects Online, your source for the latest news in our Lincoln County, Tennessee school system. I'm your host, Jason Parks, and I'm excited to be here with Mr. Keith Gill, the Director of Transportation for the Lincoln County school system. Keith, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. I'm proud to be here.
Man, it is so good to see you. Now, I'm sure this past school year has been a whole lot different than school years in the past because of all of the COVID-19 precautions. Can you share with our viewers just a little bit about what's being done this year that's been different?
Well, it's been different from the start. You know, all the planning that went into preparation for starting school back, the procedures we put into place with both temperature checks and wearing masks and things of that nature. Also looking at social distancing on the buses. We have a finite number of buses and drivers, and so there's limited things we could do with that. So we made the attempt this year starting out with taking temperatures on the bus and the children wearing masks and social distancing, which made it very easy to start out with so many children going, going virtual. As we've progressed, more children have come back to school, and we've had good success, but you know, things have been difficult. You know, we've lost several drivers due to, a lot of times our drivers are older and more susceptible to some of the things that are going on, and more retired individuals, and so the COVID has a worrying impact on them.
Sure.
And also, so we've lost a few drivers. We've been short this year. Terribly short there, so it's impacted us with that in running our routes and running all on a timely basis, but it's just a strange year.
Yeah.
It's been a weird year. You know, with the COVID going on, you know, we're also doing a lot of contact tracing. You know, now if somebody's been exposed, then we watch our videos, we try to go back and make sure that we can do that and follow suit and help the schools out so that we can curtail the spread of the COVID.
Yeah.
And that's an ongoing thing, pretty much, and of course, with respect to that, the drivers have been doing seating assignments and stuff so that we don't expose, if we do have a child on the bus, they're not exposed to an entire bus. They may be in one seat and those surrounding children may be exposed, but they're not moving from place to place, ideally, in those bus situations. So that, just trying to lessen the impact of COVID as much as possible.
Absolutely. Well, before we go any further, I just want to say thank you on behalf of all of our viewers to you and your team, all the bus drivers, because we appreciate them getting our kids to school safely and getting them home safely and really taking the health of our students seriously. And so thank y'all for what you're doing. I know that it has to be really tough for each and every one of them.
It is. It's a great job. And I tell people, you know, they'd be surprised. They think bus drivers, all too often, I think bus drivers do this because they can't do something else. That's as far from the truth as it could be. Many of our drivers, present and past, have operated plants. My father-in-law drove a bus for 8 years. He operated all maintenance on on Redstone Arsenal. We've had plant managers that are bus drivers. These are for the most part, are individuals that want to pay back to the community.
Yeah.
They're doing this because they enjoy children. They want to pay back, and then we've got a lot of individuals that have a part-time job or they work for themselves, employed, and they want to do things to help. And so we've got a really good group of drivers, and when we're short, you know, it takes a phone call and they'll say, yeah, what do we need? I'll help pick up this route. I'll help split this route. So I'm really appreciative of the drivers and always looking for more.
Well, how many drivers do we have currently in the system?
Right now we've got 49 drivers.
49 drivers.
Well, we've got 55 routes.
Okay. Well,
so we're just kind of playing chess and checkers. It's more chess than it is checkers now because it's more complicated.
Right.
But drivers at various schools may run their route and then go back and run another one. We may be part and parceling some routes to put them together to get them done. But that's where I say I appreciate the cooperation of the drivers because they've been willing to go above and beyond in doing that, not just stick with their route, say I'm done. They've been willing to help and tried to help as much as possible.
Let our viewers know real quick, how many miles are being driven in a day with taking our kids to school and bringing everybody home?
A whole lot. We drive in excess of 3,000 miles a day.
Wow.
And you know, that's with all the schools. Of course, we've got 5 feeder schools, the high school, and then there's 50 regular ed buses and 5 special needs buses that cover the entire county. And I think we've got over 500 square miles in our county, so we cover a great deal of it.
Yeah. Well, you alluded to the fact earlier that you need some more drivers and some more sub-drivers. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? What are you needing? What are you looking for?
We're looking for top-notch individuals that care about our children, that want to make a difference, you know, that are going to be able to pass our background test and our background requirements and our drug test, because we're very stringent on those things and making sure our children are safe and in a safe environment with the drivers. The driver's job requires a Class B license, which is a CDL, and they have air brake requirement there. All our buses are air brakes. All of them are automatic too. We have a lot of individuals who maybe be stay-at-home mothers and things. That would be ideal, be on the same schedule as your children. And by and large, probably a third of our staff are females. So it's not a male-oriented role anymore. We have as many females driving here and there just about as we do males. So that shouldn't discourage anybody to say, well, that's a guy job. No, it's not. And most all women are very capable of doing what they need to do. There's no harder for them to pick up on what they've got to do than the men. But it requires a Class B license, and we'll help work you through that process. It requires a series of tests here locally in town, then a practical test in Columbia, and then we'll prepare an individual for that. And once that's done, just a background test, a drug test, and then we do some in-house training for a period of time to get them ready to go. We try to, if possible, our new drivers, put them in an area close to where they live, so they're familiar with their community, they're familiar with, as much as possible, the neighbors and the roads and sometimes the kids. But we're needing drivers. We don't have any substitute drivers at this point. Like I said a while ago, we've got 55 routes and we've got 49 drivers. Wow. So, and the only subs we have right now are myself and my two mechanics, and we're driving every day to get it done. So I know we're frustrating some of you parents, and I apologize. I've talked to you on the phone about the schedule changing, being a little early, a little late. We're trying to do the best we can, I promise, but our goal is to get them safely to and from school, and our time is fluctuating. I promise we'll do our best in notifying you through the principals if there's changes with your child on the routing. But some of it is just spur of the moment, and there's not an opportunity to get the word out.
Now, if somebody watching is interested in being a driver or a substitute driver, where would they find more information about that? They
can go to our website, lcdoe.org, and you can go to the Transportation Department. You'll find our phone numbers there. You can call our office at 433-5733 and either talk with myself or my assistant, Roxanne Thomas, and we'll be glad to walk you through the process, tell you all about it, and hopefully you'll be interested in it. It's not, most people are terrified of the children. They say, I couldn't do that. Most of the kids are great. They're really good. We have some that act up occasionally, and we work with those children to correct those behaviors. And the principals are good too. But it's a safe environment, and we work hard to make the drivers comfortable and be able to focus on the road. And the kids, by and large, are really good. What you see on TV in Huntsville and other places is not the way it is here in Lincoln County.
Well, Keith, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching Lincoln County Connects online. We can't wait to see you again next time.